Hold on. Do you guys think we should get the death counter out? Oh, God! We were doing so good! Dan, I need you to run! Alright, never mind. Recently, I set a followers goal over on Twitch during a 100-day streaming marathon for a Fear and Hunger 2 masochism mode playthrough. And that number was reached a lot faster than I thought it would be, and I probably should have set the number higher. But here we are. And it has taken a while, but I finally got the video ready for you guys here today. Now, some of you might be asking, but Benny, what is the difference between a normal playthrough of Fear and Hunger 2 and a masochism mode playthrough? And don't worry. See, while we sit here and go through character selection and the canned intro to the game, I'm going to go ahead and just break down all the big differences so that we are all on the same page and we can just jump right in. In Fear and Hunger 2, the game takes place over 3 days, each with a morning, noon, and night cycle, and saving the game in a bed advances time to the next day or the next time of day, whatever is next, where new events start to happen everywhere in the game. Enemies have set spawn points and are much more forgiving in their placements in regular mode, and all items work at 100% efficiency. As well, you can recruit other survivors into your party if you complete their little miniature quest lines or just find them in some cases. But in masochism mode, the time is locked to the night of day 3, which means no saving at any bed or you will game over. Enemy spawns are more densely packed as on night 3 every spawn is active. You cannot recruit other survivors as on night 3 everyone is already moon-scorched. Death masks are a guaranteed spawn if you walk past their spawn points twice in a row. Hoes will spawn in many of the rooms and many of the interior spaces. More traps are just present. Enemies do more damage to the player and the player does less damage to the enemies, as well as all items working at about 70 to 80% efficiency with this difficulties change. Lastly, if you stay outside for too long, about 60 seconds uninterrupted, then your character will become moon-scorched and you will game over. All of this combined makes for a very difficult run of Fear and Hunger 2, and while I planned on using Marco for the run because he is the speedrun character and is just insanely good with nice skills to boot, my chat banned Marco for me and instead made me do the run with Dan. The caveat being that after 100 deaths, I would then be allowed to switch to Marco if I wanted to. So, now that we have Dan's as our character, and we are past the canned intro, let's go ahead and jump in and see just how this run of masochism mode in Fear and Hunger 2 went. And so after we got through the character setup in the intro, we ended up with getting organ harvest, and we stocked up on alcohol for our trip into Pre-Hebel. And so after waking up from the dream, we go to leave the train, but that's when I got curious at the start of this and went back in to try and save on the bench. Oh god. Because let's face it. And I figured out real quick that alternate saves are going to have to be used in this run. Run number 2, and after not trying to sleep on the bench, we head out into the forest, looting just about everything we can along the way, and not staying outside for too long because, well, the moon is watching. So we looted the huntsman's house and all of the glass shards that we could find. We also found food and a skin Bible of Sylvian. But when I went to check the bed to see if I could rip some rags, I accidentally confirmed arrest and we got ambushed by the huntsman. Your words are in vain. The woodsman is clearly out for blood. Good God! Dan ended up losing his arm before trying to blind him, and well, then we fell to the huntsman's axe. We're off to a great start here. Oh, I gotta remember not to click through things this quick. I really gotta not do that. Well, after repeating all of that, but sadly not finding anything good along the way, we finally make it into Old Town. And here is where we learned that we could take care of the villagers pretty easily despite all of the item nerfs that Maso mode has for the player. And we also learned that we can harvest organs as Dans to help cure future maladies. Villager dealt with. Find a sickle. Ooh, nice. Harvest an organ. Well, which organ would we like to take first? Which one do we add to our... which one do we start our collection with? We entered into the nearby house and discovered that Poes can also spawn out of radios now in these places. And that is going to be so much fun to deal with. Oh, whoa. You? Why is there a Poe in here? Okay, well, this house isn't safe anymore. What you gonna be? We then visit the shop just to take note of what is in stock, and when we leave, we ended up getting jumped by a dude with a huge pipe. Promptly falling to this new foe. And Dan then got fed to the pigs, and we were on to run 4. As you could probably already guess, we die. A lot. In this run. So we will not be covering every single run in this playthrough. However, if you are someone who really wants to see all of the pain and suffering that I went through, all of the VODs are available over on the other channel. We will primarily be focusing on the runs and deaths that were either shocking, important, or huge dubs for the playthrough in this video. And so this time, while running through Old Town, we dealt with the Vile by trolling him and making him huff his own fumes. A death mask then spawned, and I panicked. All right, get back inside. Get back inside. Back inside now! Oh, why is he here already? Brother, that's a death mask. I don't think he can chase us across screens, though, so we could potentially run around him. But if we get into a fight with him, we're pretty much just dead. 3, here we go. Okay. Oh, God, he's fast, too. Okay, hurry up. Oh, God, hurry up, Dan. Dan, don't stop getting stuck. Stop getting stuck. Stop getting stuck. Oh, God. I sprint. Okay, that worked. That seemed to work. We're fine. And we made it to the mayor's estate, where we found the skin Bibles of Rare, the God of Fear and Hunger, Sylvian, and Venushka. Hold on. Did we just get 4 skin Bibles back to back? Or are they supposed to be here? Holy what the... We then had a quick little chat with the mayor, who thought I insulted his cooking, and well... Go for the eyes, boo! Go for the eyes! Ooh. We very quickly got forked to death. Okay, come on. Run 5, and this time we decide to head the back way into town, and we go east from the train. Ooh, where does this one go again? I climbed down into Tunnel 5, and then I realized I can't get in there right now, so we just continue on into Preheval. See, we don't really find anything in Preheval, and instead of going back to the mayor, we decided to go down into Tunnel 7, where we ended up finding a rifle. We turned on the generator, and going into the sub-level to turn on the telelectroscope, and venturing into Rare's dimension, all while avoiding Chognar. And after all of our efforts here, we ended up walking out with the Eagle Key, which I forgot wasn't the key that we needed to open the gate in Old Town. So, we decided to head back to the mayor, but on the way we ended up spawning another death mask. And very quickly, this run also came to an end. More knowledge, but no more progress. Okay, alright. Alright, GG's. It's been fun. It was a good time. Run number 6 was short, as we had no meaningful progress and got caught by Chognar in the service tunnel after turning on the generator. So, you can see how that went. $92? Run number 7 was pretty much the same, except we got a really bad roll on a villager and then got fed to the pigs again. Skip it? Oh, we can't skip it, actually. Hold on. After that, on run 8, we died to Chognar yet again. And on run 9, we had another villager death after stopping in Lowtown to see what was in the shop again. Run number 10, however, was kind of huge. We finally got past the tunnels, again, and headed towards the mayor's house. Finding some skin Bibles and getting some tips from a Dark Raccoon, the creator of the censorship mod, along the way. And we pulled a Book of Enlightenment out of the mayor's house. The alternative to not using the book, though, is I just lose the run forever, so I'm just going to use the book, which is a free save for anyone that doesn't know what that is. A Book of Enlightenment lets you save when you use the book, and it does not advance time. This is primarily the only other way to save in this game until you get certain items much later. After that, we had a lovely chat with the mayor about the local cuisine, and then was awarded the gate key and began our venture forth into Pre-Hevel.
No, leave me alone.
Go, 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 go. Oh my god, we've made it into Pre-Hevel. After ransacking a wine cellar and hitting the streets again, some bobbies and bellins trapped me in a pincer maneuver, and well, they sent me back to the title screen. So, hold on, whoa, why are you here? Whoa, why are you here? Hold on. And the Bobby. The Bobby is not exactly the... Hold on. It might be. What was that? That was a very bad thing to see here. It's usually not here in a normal run, but in Masochism mode, I guess they're here. Those are late game enemies. All right. Let's run. Let's see if we can just run, because Dan can't fight the Bobby. Oh my god, he's standing right... Oh, he has me stuck between the wall and him. He has me stuck right between the wall and him. And, oh, now we're pinned with this thing! Alright, it was a good run. It was a good run. Well, progress is happening. Run number 11, and with the Book of Enlightenment saved now, death isn't feeling so bad. So, after ransacking the wine cellar yet again, and this time avoiding the alleyway gang, I met up with an old friend, Pocket Cat, and had a lovely catching up with him before moving on. Almost getting moon-scorched, I did manage to make it into a nearby apartment before moving on. Whoa, time out. Wait a minute. Rare, stop, settle down. Hold on. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Rare, don't you do this. Inside. Oh, God. And then we dealt with some shit doggies and getting jumped by none other than Needles the Clown.
Oh, shit, no!
It was a good run, boys. It was a good run. It was a good attempt. We put up a good fight, but... Here we go. Okay, we dodged the syringe. He's blind. Take pep pills. Try to get an extra turn. We have our extra turn. We heal. And then we... attack the arm. Missed. Rev up. Arm. Okay, he's still going. Arm again. Okay, arm is still going. Come on. Go away. Get it out of here. Oh, it's still there. Dan, please take the arm. Oh, thank God. Okay. Oh, he missed. He missed, though. Hold on. He missed. He pulled out the Glock. The clown's got a Glock. Oh, God. We were doing so good. We got captured, injected, and then visited by the red ghost in the tunnels before venturing back out into Old Town. You had a massive orgasm and passed out. And unfortunately getting bonged by a villager and fed to the pigs once again. Run number 12, and, well, here sparked yet another batch of rapid deaths. Once to the Bobby in the alleyway. Run 13, once to the basement-dwelling villager. Once more to the same cellar dweller. Getting moon-scorched in the alley after talking to Pocket Cat. Cellar dweller yet again, as this one villager is quickly becoming my mortal nemesis. And finally, on run 17, I made it past the courtyard, which was my PB up to this point with the Needles fight, and found my way over to the Pre-Hevel Bop safe house. Here I grabbed some guns and ammunition, made a save point with the skin Bible of the God of Fear and Hunger and a piece of chalk that we picked up along the way, and made my way to the department store to pick up some chainmail in the clothing department and the leechmonger ring from the upstairs play palace. Once done at the department store, I ventured forth again and took to the browsing at Dr. Kiefer's shop, taking note of the purifying talisman and the betel stone for later. Once at the orphanage, which is where one of the required items for the run is, I made my way over to the sealed door with a specific path through the basement, and entered the rare dimension, where I was immediately jumped by a moon-scorched Levi. He doesn't really have eyes, so you blind him. He is already blind. I don't think that's how that works, but I like the spirit. Some pet pills? I'm sorry, what was that? You want to run that one by me again? You can still win this, don't give up. It's not over till it's really over. I like the spirit. To defeat the weeping scope is overtime damage like poison, fire, or bleeding. If you had a blunt weapon, you could have stunned him briefly. Oh, I see. I see. He missed? Let's go! After the fight ended, I quickly ran to grab the hunger effigy and booked it on out of there. Going back to the basement for more head gathering for soul stones, and then making my way towards the upper sewers, where a death mask jump scared me, but I did get away. I was feeling pretty good after all this progress, up until a point where a moon scorch jumped me and I was bodied quite quickly. Okay, so maybe if I did it the first time, it would have worked. All right, fuck it. Jesus. Ah! New PB. New PB, though. On to a disappointing run. Run 18 ended in the basement to an unfortunate baby fight. And then on to run 19, where it went just like the previous attempts, but this time I was tipped off that we could use the Hexen in the school if I beat Father Hugo. And chat devised a strategy that should allow me to defeat this heretic smoothly. We throw the first vial now, then we guard, and then we throw the next one on the next turn, or do we do it the opposite? Guard, then throw the murky vial on the extra turn. Got it. Tracking. Ooh. Ooh. That brings us down to 39 and a burn. All right, so we'll throw this out. Dammies. Throw the first vial. Now on this turn, we're going to use heal instead of guarding. The light blue vial to go back to full. And we're going to hope for the best. Ah! Ah! Father Hugo wants to take off his clothes. Please don't. Please don't. Oh, God. All right, so are we throwing the extra vial with 1 HP? All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. Oh God. I'm pausing. I'm pausing. Time out, ref. Time out on the play. Hold on. Wait a minute. No. Not like this. Hold on. Wait. Do we go for the last hope? Because I think what? We get one shot next turn anyways, right? The next time he takes an action, we get one shot regardless because of the whole fire room. So do we just go with an ornament lantern? Throw it at his face? Hope for the best? All right. All right. Humana, humana, humana. Humana, humana, humana. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. RNGesus, take the wheel. Bless this run. Ornament lantern, Father Hugo's head. Here we go. Come on, Dad. Oh, he missed. No, not like this.
Yeah, that didn't exactly happen.
On the run 20, and I got all the way back into the sewers, but I died yet again to a moon scorched and not being able to flee combat, which is honestly one of the biggest issues that we have in this over the course of this entire playthrough. Back to run 21, I tried the Father Hugo strat again, but this time, yeah, 1 HP at a dream. Here we go again. This is the same thing that happened last time. Okay. But he deals more damage now, so even if we heal, we're still gonna die next turn. So we have to throw the other vial. Oh, hey, it worked that time. Never mind, we're here, we're good. I won. So I ended up grabbing a red arc from the Hexen and was feeling really great before getting jumped by the Goal Brothers immediately after our victory fanfare. The two? What are these? Goal Bro? The Goal Bros? Bro, we just got the thing. I can almost guarantee a red arc isn't going to kill these things. And we're not under the effects of pep pills anymore. Oh, man. Yeah. Bro! Goddamn crow mauler shit. Leave. Runs 22 and 23 were both very unfortunate sewer deaths, and then on run 24, I made it a little farther into the sewers, got chased by a rat lady and the beehive, but made it out alive. Only to then get jumped by a bell end and then get put down yet again. But, new PB though. Oh, never mind, no we don't. Run 25 ended to a Bobby and a Chanter outside of the pre-Hevel Bop. And run 26 ended to 1/3 of the mob in a battle with a mallet man in an apartment building. Dan, I need you to run! Alright, never mind. Run 27 and 28. Also to the same mallet man because I decided to try and beat him and steal the mallet if it would drop it. That didn't go so well for us. And then finally on run 29, I made it out of the sewers again, but then also died to the shit doggies in the alleyway. Let's hope in our 30s we start to make some real progress, as we are only 1/3 of the way through the effigies at this point. On run number 30, I got through all of the before sections, but then was set on to getting a death mask, and with the mighty shotgun in hand, managed to down one of the monsters back by Kiefer's shop, getting my prize. Just make sure you don't miss. I will do my best. Hello? Where's he going? Ah, ha, ha, ha! Death mask and a chainmail dress. All right.
And riding high from this run's success, I ventured deep into the White Mold Apartments, where we found Marco's moon-scorched form, and was then caught by a neighbor on one of the upper floors. Mere screens away from grabbing the second effigy.
Oh, he's tricky. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, and now they're farting. Oh, now they're farting everywhere. Marco breaks your bones, reducing your max. Max health and does over 40 to 60 damage and had an instant kill coin flip attack, so please avoid him. I'm going to try. Dan, we've made a lot of progress here. Dan, this is a new PB. I would really appreciate it if we kept it going. Oh, God. Oh, we're pinned. All right, it was a good run. It was a good attempt. Yep, there it is. Uh-huh. Okay. Problem here. The problem with this. We have such a long way to go before we can actually save. It's so rough.
Run 31, and at this point, if it turns into a lot of repeat sections, I will just skip to where the next good run happens so we aren't here all day. After all, this run took about 35 hours to get through, which was about 15 days of the 100 days streaming marathon. So, run 31 ended by another neighbor death in the same place, and we moved on to run 32. Where on run 32, I finally made it. I fought Levi, grabbed the hunger effigy, made it through the sewers.
Oh, look, another arm and a leg. Foot, we almost have you back to normal.
Into the White Mold Apartments, grabbed the fellatio effigy, and escaped the mob that spawned after I left the apartment building.
Oh, yeah, you guys are still here. Oh, God, hold on. No, 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 no. No!
From here, I ran straight over into East Prehevel and managed to scramble my way into the bookstore, where I nearly had a mental breakdown.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. We're so close. No, Rare, don't do this. Rare, don't you do this. Don't you do this. Don't you do this. Don't you do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Oh, good. We've made it to the bookstore. Okay. Please, we are literally right before a save point. Game, I don't ask for much. But please don't throw something stupid at me 5 feet from the save point. Of course there is! Oh, you... Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. New checkpoints! 2 effigies! Oh, we're back in this. Okay. I would give many, many things for the ability to post memes. You can. There's a whole Discord for that.
I then got around the literate Bobby that lives here and made my way upstairs to make another save point with a ritual circle and chalk. That's 2 out of 3, baby. We are on our way. I quickly realized, however, that this save point, while huge, was not ideal, as I would have to try and avoid the Bobby going out of the shop, and he really likes to spawn camp the stairs, which led to a couple of deaths just trying to leave the bookstore. So, on to run 37. Run 37, and here's where I noticed an issue popping up when I was editing that I didn't catch before now. I ended up in a couple of places multi-clicking the death counter or forgetting to click the death counter. So for a large portion of this run, we are either 1 to 2 deaths behind where we should be, or 2 deaths over where we should be. And freakishly, it corrects itself later in the run because of just how dumb I am. I've managed to actually throughout the marathon, recorrect the death counter before the end of the run. But you'll notice it gets thrown off here, and it will be off for quite a while. Anyways, run 37, I finally made it out of the bookshop and pressed on. Now, new problem here though. I'm a bit addicted to heroin in the game, which is a debilitating condition that is only cured by shooting up with more heroin in the game, or dying to needles for the first time to remove all addictions and bad status effects. So, while the goal is to get through the church and grab the last effigy, I also need to pencil in an appointment with Needles the Clown to give me his special injection, which is RNG. Another new problem is that after I grab the effigy, I realize that I don't have the cell key to get out, and I also don't have the lockpick ability since I haven't fought Marco yet.
You know, at this point, every time we find the meat mallet, we should just expect the run to end. Because it always happens right after we find it. Without fail. Hello, Crimson Father.
So I need to die here to a Crimson Father, and we move on. Run 38 was another Bobby death on the stairwell, and then we move on to run 39, where chat let me know that the keys were actually in the church, and I was just dumb and missed them last time.
Salmon Snake Rune? Yes, please. We did. Salmon Snake Rune, Ring of Wraiths, Leechmonger Ring. We have a Chak, and we have the Battlestone. Like, what is... I'm convinced at this point. As long as we don't pick up the meat mallet, the run is good. Because every time we pick up the meat mallet, the run inevitably ends within 2 minutes. Without fail. Need the church key from a corpse below the golden statue? Hold on. Wait. Below the golden statue, like down here? Oh, okay. I wasn't getting a prompt on him. I was like really confused.
So, this time, I grabbed the effigy and ran for getting back outside of the church in search of a decent weapon.
Okay, we're fine. We're fine.
Promptly getting offed by yet another bell end.
I'm sorry. Who do you think you are?
From here, we had another death to a Bobby, then another Bobby, then, you know, 1 Crimson Father, 2 Crimson Father, 3 Crimson Fathers, and finally we get back to run 45, where I actually got a needle spawn in the central area with all the crates and the sewer entrance, and let him inject me to cure Dan's heroin addiction.
Needles? Where are you? Needles! Needles, we found him! Oh, we found Needles. All right, Dan, I don't even care what you do at this point. Just fucking stroke him. I don't know. Fuck. Give me the injection. Oh, God damn it, Needles. You had one job. All right, come on.
I have a mental breakdown after finding the meat mallet, or very unlucky charm, and hearing new noises in the overworld.
No! 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 Put it back in the box! No! No!
I find Karen flapping her way out to an island before then heading back into the city and getting trolled by the curse of Daytona once again.
Every time Daytona plays, every time. Didn't this play during Gold Bros? I'm pretty sure it played during Gold Bros. It played a lot during the Explosives run in Fallout. Yeah, no, we're pinned between the transition wall and the mob. There's not even a tile's worth of space to do anything at.
From here, we then got Moon Scorched, we then died to a Bellin,
right.
We then died to a Death Mask, we then died to a Bobby, and then we get to run 50. Ah! And here we are, halfway through the 100 run cycle, and I was stressed.
Okay. The added music makes this a party atmosphere more than scary. That's kind of the goal. Because honestly, if I had the music off, you just hear a lot of this.
So far, progress had been incredibly slow and methodical, with lots of death to trial and error to cement a strong strategy for later runs through Pre-Evil. And at this point, I was in a bad place trying to just get back up into the city, and a new idea then struck me. What if we just shot Father Hugo and used the hexen? And then we'd then escape before the Gull Bros could catch us. How much different could this run be if I had succeeded in that endeavor and never had to worry about the heroin debuff that we are currently dealing with? So, after a few failed attempts at getting back into Pre-Evil, I reset back to an older file to try out this new plan. On to run 53. Run 53, we repeated the Levi section and getting into the orphanage, and then I put the plan to test.
Yeah, we'll worry about that later. That's fine. All right. Moment of truth. All right, so how do we do this? We stand in the doorway and shoot? I think we stand in the doorway and shoot. All right, let's see if this works. Okay, he took all 5 of the rifle shots. Wow. Five rifle rounds and then 5 shotgun shells to deal with Hugo.
And it actually worked. I died to a Bobby once back by the bot, but the plan had legs to stand on, so I'm going to take that as a win. Run 54, and I got all the way back to the sewers after the orphanage, but then got trapped at a dead end with the hive spawn, and, well, he kind of slapped the shit out of me.
Here's the thing, right? I don't think I'm gonna have to gamble on it can't kill me in one turn and use the pep pills. That way I can heal and then use Red Arc and then heal again on the extra turn. I think it shoots bees from its beeness. I don't think it'll kill me. I don't think it'll kill me. I don't think it'll kill me. You know what? You can't make this shit up. Oh, fuck.
Run 55, we died again, and then on to run 56. 56 was huge. Not only did we get the setup to work at this point, I also got all the way through the White Mold Apartments for the second effigy and made it back to the bookshop for the next save point.
Oh, all right, in the church. Here we go. All right, huge progress.
I grabbed the Beetlestone and the effigy in the church, and all was going good up until I got caught by a Crimson Father and killed on the way back up to the church altar.
Son of a bitch, it didn't work. All right. We might not be able to one-shot this guy, but it's fine. Yeah, it's not going to be one shot, but in fact, it just gives us a chance to re-loot those boxes and get better stuff because we're guaranteed to get the Beetlestone. Full send. Yeah, okay, so it's 2 red arcs. Not enough for the Squid Boys. The Squid Boys do have high magic resist.
Run 57 had all the previous setup for the church, grab the Beetlestone from the bride that falls from the rafters, and then grab the effigy in the lower church. This time, though, I got out and ran down into the altar steps once the effigies had been placed and proceeded through the gauntlet to fight Marina's Moon-Scorched 4. Now, because we can't run, we do have to deal with this guy, I believe.
What do you mean? Something's slowly approaching from upstairs. Oh, Marina, really? We're doing this?
Which, surprisingly, was actually super simple for me at this point.
Okay, well, that's where that goes. Like, I don't know if the head is actually like the weak point on this one or not. We'll find out. Just the fucking frying pan sound effect every time. And this thing's just, it's not doing anything. It can't do anything. I feel like I'm just bullying it.
After that, we went all the way to the altar of the one god, and I decided, against my better judgment in all the issues we've had up to this point, to use heroin again in the game for a buff before doing the Rancid fight. I use Rot on Rancid to weaken him, before Red Arc is used on his left arm, and on extra turns, we guard. This process continues until I disarm the Sergal, then he flees, dropping the Sergal Spear for us to use. I should also note that I picked up a Salmon Snake rune out of a crate at some point, and that is keeping us from losing our limbs to blade attacks. I picked up an artificial soul out of the chest on the scaffolds, and then a Soul Devour necklace off of a corpse, also on the scaffolds. I make it all the way over to Father Donovan's house after this, and make another save point, and we can now use the Hexen that is here instead of the one way back at the orphanage. I have nothing really to get at this point, as we haven't been hunting the contestants up to this point, but I do have a plan starting to form in my mind that we will go over in a little bit. After all this, I then go to check the tower, and in the process of just checking to see if the tower opens for us right now, which inevitably it won't for Ending B, we get moon scorched, and it's, well, back to Donovan's house. And it's also back to another death montage. Once to a Belland, once to a Bobby, the Pig Mask in Old Town, the Osaw fight, into a Belland death, then falling to Osaw himself, and finally we get to run 63. On run 63, I managed to kill Osaw, and then head all the way back to Old Town, where I make a save file on the train. My plan here was to go and use a Symbol of Sylvian to restore our broken ankle so that I can make Dan's run again, as I have only been able to walk up to this point from the fall in the church way back before the third effigy. The plan works.
Oh, it worked! Oh, it worked! Hold on, we gotta get inside. We gotta get back inside. We gotta get back inside. Hold on. Big things. Dan, I need you to get back inside. Dan, I need you to get back inside. Oh, don't let me die right now. Don't let me die right now, Dan. Dan, get inside. Oh, fuck.
And after restoring Dan's, I run all the way back to the Hexen to then grab the Osaw skills, Dance Macabre, which strengthens spells with each turn that passes, and Greater Meditation, the most important thing in this build. Greater Meditation gives you 2 bonus rev points each time you guard, so that you can get max rev on a turn that you use guard. This will be important for all future fights, as if you spend 3 rev points, you will make 2 attacks on that turn. So, back into the sewers after this little trip, and then I kind of run into Caligura's Moonscorch form, and, well, that doesn't go so well.
There he is. There he is. It's been fun, team. It's been fun. It's been fun. All right, let's do this. Okay, don't tell me he's weak. Don't tell me he's weak. I don't know if it's worth it anymore, though. That's the problem. God, having panophobia and being addicted to heroin. We do nothing. Isn't everyone weak to vomit? Yeah, a little bit.
Run 64, we then had another unfortunate encounter with Caligura.
Ah. All right, we're in a bit of a pickle. We are in a bit of a pickle.
In run 65, we died to a Ron Teal in the other world.
What? Oh, it's because it's a coin flip move. It's not a normal attack. I was gonna say, we have the Salmon Snake rune. That shouldn't actually happen. All right.
On run 66, I then decided to reload from before Rancid and to try and deal with that fight without heroin, because every time that I decide to go for the H buff, the run becomes incredibly difficult with the following withdrawal symptoms. So back to Marina, then on to Rancid, and it takes a bit longer, but no addiction.
Dragon Quest 1 where it's just one guy versus everything? I've only messed with 2 of the Dragon Quests. I've only messed with, what is it, 8 and 12. Those are the only 2 that I've played. Haven't messed with the others. Are we done? We're done! Journey of the Cursed King was the one I played the most of, though. I think that was 8. I want to say that was 8. Might have been 7. 8 and 11. 12 isn't out yet. Oh, really? 12's not? I'm thinking of 11 then. Whatever the one is with the kid that looks like Trunks.
From there, I resave at the Donovan house, and we return to our regularly scheduled programming after a bell end does us in.
And you know, we've gotten pretty far. Like, honestly, I was like super, for everybody else, I was like super ready to switch over to Marco. Honestly, where we're at right now, that my opinion has shifted. I really don't want to start over.
Run 67, and the first thing we do here is try and boat out to an island to deal with the Valkyrie.
Oh, Dan missed. I don't remember her being this easy. Is she normally like more aggressive? Because that would be a problem. Permanent QWERTY embedded into their head. Hey! She burned to death. Murky Vials, baby. Well, they work every time, 60% of the time.
From there, I head back through Old Town past the mayor's house and get jumped by a death mask and promptly pass away.
You are still an issue. All right, well, that's fine. We got too big for our britches. We got too cocky.
On run 68, I get Moonscorch trying to open up a shortcut between the Pre-Heval Bop area and the museum. And on run 69, I decided to start dealing with, or at least trying to figure out how to deal with, both Olivia and Tanaka's Moonscorch forms inside of the museum. As well as we start working on collecting enough heads for a Book of Enlightenment to buy from Pocket Cat, as well as an Alchemelia volume for some crafting recipes that we will need later. I do end up succeeding in this. That is until I step back outside and once again get chopped down by yet another death mask. This was the really fun section of the run. See, because from run 70 to 82, it went like this. Olivia death. Osa. 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 Karen. Olivia death. Bellend death. Moonscorch. Moonscorched again. Olivia again. Tanaka for once. And Olivia death.
Are you... What?
And then we come back to run 83. On run 83, the new plan to get heads for save points via a Book of Enlightenment. We went down into the sewers for a Levi imposter because that actually counts as a contestant head. And we also dealt with the sewer puzzle to get there.
He do got a gun! He do got a gun! And he has no eyes. Looks like Levi to me. I trust him. Wow, I did not think he was going to go down that quickly. Okay, moving on. Moving on. And that counts as a contestant head, huh?
We then went back up to the streets of Pre-Heval, and once again, we were jumped by my favorite group, the Three Stooges, the mob.
He's still not dead. What the fuck?
Now again, another fun section for us was run 84 to 89. We ended up getting a death to a Poe, another death mask, and then let's see if we can count here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 more deaths to Olivia, bringing us to run 90. So here we are, final 10 attempts of the run, and we still have a lot of things that we need to do. First of all, is the save point for end game so that I can stop repeating this large chunk over and over. Run 90 started with the usual for at least nearly 20 runs.
There she goes.
Deal with Olivia, then Tanaka, and then I ran back into the sewers like the little rat that I am to avoid the moon's stare. I knocked out the sewer puzzle and defeated the Levi imposter, taking his head for later. I then made my way all the way back to Pocket Cat and got the Book of Enlightenment for all of our troubles, and made the new checkpoint. Marco, Samarie, Henrik, Abella, and Caligura are the last things to do on the list before we can head to the tower and finish the run. And by God, Dan's is almost there. So upon leaving the museum, I did meet my end to the bell end again after all that effort, but you know what? This was a huge win. This was a huge win, and we're on the 91. Run 91. See, at this point, we have a lot of good items that I will go over since runs 91 to 100 make up a significant portion of the streamed runs. We have the Battlestone, which restores mind points each turn in combat and is incredibly useful for fights as we use Red Arc and Healing Whispers a lot. And also, it will always keep our mind above 0. That is going to be key for later. We have the Salmon Snake rune, which prevents limb loss and bleeding. Also pretty valid to have. Pretty great to have, actually. We have a Small Things amulet, which raises our speed, which increases the probability of escape in combat, and at higher thresholds, gives us automatic second turns in combat. We have the Circle Spear, which is just a really powerful melee weapon. We have Bremen Armor, which is good, but it does lower our speed. And we have the Leechmonger Ring, which restores HP based on damage that we deal with our melee weapons. The items I will be looking for the remainder of the run are blue vials and pep pills, because the thing that I really want for the end of the game is 1 dose of heroin and 1 brown vial, which requires a light blue vial and pep pills to craft. We'll go over why when we get to that point, but if you know, you know. Anyways, we go and we fight Samarie, as you've been seeing, and the fight isn't all that bad with our setup. So for that, we get her soul, and 1 less contestant remains. From there, we go and fight Henrik the Mayor, and he too goes down pretty easily to us. Boy, for somebody who's blind, you sure are hitting a lot of your shots. So all that is left now is Marco, Abella, and Caligura. And out of all of the contestants, they are all dangerous. From there, we make our way back over to Tunnel 5 and go to fight Chognar, aka Abella. And here is where I found out that Chognar has an insta-kill attack.
Maybe we work.
What?
I'm sorry. What was that? Okay. Chognar's a bit of a problem. New plan.
If Doomsday Trumpet goes off too many times in the fight, regardless of your HP, your head will just explode. Run 92 is a repeat of the last run, but this time, we actually beat Chognar.
Oh, we're doing this again? What are we doing? Okay. You know what? We've hit it twice. Our strength is getting higher. We're just going to do it again right now because I'm getting a little scared of those grab attacks. There we go. Okay, Chognar's dealt with. Chognar done. Chognar down. Chognar down.
And then discovered that you can't actually take the head, so that means no contestant head from Abella.
Oh, you can't take Chognar's head. Oh. Okay. Bit of an issue. It's a bit of a problem.
Then on the way over to the White Mold Apartments, I got jumped by the mob and once again got put down.
Dan, If you could turn at all, that would be great. Honestly, that would be pretty good. Apparently not, though. You know what? Cool. Good job. Oh. All right, well, yeah, the mob. Not great for us right now. So it was a good run. It was a good run. That means we have to do Caligura first, then we have to try to figure out a way to get to Marco. Oh, that's painful. That sucks. That sucks. On run 93, something happened in Live Split and my death counter reset itself back to 56 for some reason. I fixed it later and got us back on track, but if this does look weird, it's because I didn't notice it until someone in chat pointed it out, and then I went and fixed it. So anyways, I dealt with the mob this time with some pet pills, and then entered the apartment for a Marco hunt. Marco is actually incredibly easy with Red Arc, and so we beat the Hulk down pretty quickly, and then learned that he too doesn't have a head to harvest, so we're not really going to get another save point unless we get one from the other two. Back out in the city, however, I then get jumped by the deadliest enemy in the game. Again, the Death Mask spawned and ended this good run. But we are armed with some pretty useful information now. See, Fear and Hunger is a game that will punish you for playing it and not knowing how to deal with things. The combat is unconventional and obtuse to a point that you will need to adapt and try to outperform the game in setting up your advantages and dealing with your disadvantages. The game is based on stress and making you want to give up. But the only experience you will gain as a character is as a player. And we are armed with quite a lot of knowledge at this point. So on run 94, it was solid. I started to work out how to best deal with the end of the game route before me, and so first up went Marco. Then I would cross down into Lowtown to hit the sewers to go get Henrik, followed by Abella, then back up through the church to hit Saint Marie, and finally pop over down into the sewers right where Caligura would spawn. Only problem here is that once I dealt with Henrik, the Death Mask spawned again, and I once more, well, got chopped up. No, not like this. Not like this. Oh, God, no. Which then led into another series of... Yep, there it is. All right, cool. Sweet, awesome. Death spirals. All right. Run 96, the mob got us during our setup. Run 97, the mob got us during our setup. And run 98, we died to a bell end outside of the museum. Which is starting to fill me with a lot of dread for what is coming. Onwards to run 99, and we are also approaching the 100 run mark, which my chat had set as my reset point to start over with Marco. And at this point, I didn't want to. The thought of starting over Maso mode, even with the overpowered JoJo character, was daunting. I was committed here. I would finish this run out with Dan's the man, and I decided that once the 100th attempt was made, I wouldn't reset and take the coward's way out. And as luck would have it, I got steamrolled by the mob yet again. And those words were poison on my lips at this point. But I was going to finish this run, fueled on by spite and defiance. Run 100. And my God, if that spite didn't fuel Dan's as a font of strength, run 100 was the run. Every boss fell to Dan's, one after another, as if the man was violence incarnate. Marco, Henrik, Chognar, Saint Marie, Caligura even. We're in the end game! All the contestants are done! Oh, God. And finally,
Dan's had done it. It was time to proceed to the tower and face off against the eldritch truth of the Festival of Termina. First up was Percola. Now, Percola in the final fight is pretty easy. There was only one thing that we didn't have going for us, and I was a little wary of it. See, I talked earlier about wanting a brown vial, because one of the strats that you use in the speed run, with Marco, mind you, is you take a dose of heroin for the Percola fight to get all of the heroin buffs, and then you attack nothing but his head and guard on your extra turn. This is big misses. Now we heal. Okay, on our extra turn, we're going to heal. That way we can guard on our standard turn. Finally, standard turn, we guard plus again. We can get a crit in here, Dan. That'd be fantastic right now. He should be almost done, though. He should be almost done. Extra turn, go for the head. And he's done. Percola's down. Phase 1, done. But once you get to Rare, the Moon God, you need to drink the brown vial, because all of your buffs from the first fight go away. All right. Turn 1. Honestly, actually, you know what? Turn 1 actually has to be guard plus. We have to bob and weave on the extra turn. And then we'll have to heal on the standard turn, because if we don't, I have a feeling like we die if we bob and weave right now. I think we have to just take the reduced damage and then do the bob and weave on the next turn. Because we're not at full HP. Hold on. You know what? Timeout. Timeout. We're waiting. We're waiting until the ad breaks over. We're waiting until the ad breaks over. Hold on. So we heal now. Yep. Heal now. Now it's bob and weave. Because there goes the mind. Okay, ow, that hurt a lot, actually. Dan's was pulling his weight better than I thought he would. And I thought we were set to win here. $59? What the shit? Okay, never mind. Oh, God. That is until the moon summoned a meteor swarm that did just enough damage to kill Dan's before I reset the healing and won. At this point, this was the nail in the coffin of this run. I was not switching. Dan's reached the peak and was so close to victory that I couldn't abandon his journey. We could do this. And so, I devised a plan. Mostly because the mechanics of the last fight didn't behave how I thought they did going into it, and, well, I needed to pull a pet pill and craft up a brown vial. So, I needed to save the pet pill that we used way earlier and not use it to get past one of the fights earlier. That was really the biggest issue. In order to get the brown vial, and then we were set. Onwards to run 101. 101 went the exact same way as run 100. You know, sparingly. Except I didn't blow through the pet pills that I had and crafted a brown vial. So once everything was set, we then went in to the final boss fight. And I'm going to just let that one play out from here. Here we go. All right, turn 1. Brown vial.
44 still. That is still big. That is still a lot. Like, that is still a lot. We have evasion up because of that, so we're fine. All right, now we start the guards on main turn. Okay, 22 is not terrible. I'll take 22. 22 is manageable. 22 is very manageable. Okay, 21. That's manageable. That's manageable. We have another secret weapon that we forgot to even like think about yesterday, and I'm gonna show it to you right now. See this thing? We have had this purifying talisman pretty much since the beginning. Be back when Wi-Fi is acquired. Roger that. Godspeed, soldier. We've had this purifying talisman pretty much since the start of the game, and we've never used it. We picked up another. We've only picked up 2, and we've used 1 when we go into the orphanage, but we've never used the other one. What a purifying talisman does is raises your magic defense, so that's getting used in the next fight. All right, go for the head. End it, Dan. End it, Dan. Oh, he didn't end it. Okay, so first phase is done. First phase is done. I really wish I could access the menu between these, but it's fine. Because that 59 yesterday was just such utter horseshit. When the first time he hit us, it only dealt 41. Alright, so we have none of our buffs, which means we need to throw the Brown Vial out now. Brown Vial, turn 1. There's Lunar Storm. For 54 still, even with the up stats. Interesting. Interesting. Not that one. Yeah, Loving Whispers. Must have load roll first. Yeah. Come on. I will cut back in here for the rare fight, though, because the rare fight does have a lot of mechanics to it, and there is a pattern to how this works. What you want with the Brown Vial use, it gives you evasion up, speed up, and all the other effects that it gives you, right? So what happens is, you want to guard on your extra turn, get your bonus rev points, and each time you only want to attack rare directly. None of the eyeballs, because the only thing the eyeballs do is drain your mind. And rare has a coin flip attack, so a 50-50 attack, that will game over you if you fail it, once your mind hits 0. However, if you have the Betel Stone equipped, which we do, your mind will never be set to 0. Something in the game's code will not allow the coin flip attack to work if you have the Betel Stone equipped. So, we don't have to worry about the coin flip attack, and we only need to focus on attacking rare. The guarding on the extra turn gives us our bonus rev points from Greater Meditation, which allows us to make 2 attacks on our main turn and still block damage that comes in. Rare has a couple of attacks.
He will summon like a ghostly figure to strike you, and that can cut off limbs, but we have the Salmon Snake rune, so we are immune to that effect as well. And then he has Meteor Swarm, which deals a lot of magic damage, which we use a Purifying Talisman to get a magic defense buff. So we lower the damage from all of his attacks, we just keep attacking him directly, and that's how the rare fight works.
So now we're just mitigating, which is not going great, because now some of our stats are gone. Okay. Extra turn. Skablooey. Skablooey. Dan, if we can get some crits in here, that'd be great. That would be awesome. That'd be fantastic, even. You know, if he keeps using Moon Scorch, we're pretty fine. We're pretty good. If we can keep baiting him into doing Moon Scorch somehow, then we were pretty good. Okay. It's about 1,200. That's a good option right there, too. Just keep doing that. Rare, you're doing everything that I hoped you would. Dan, if we can get those crits. Dan, if we can get those crits, please. Oh, okay, hold on. Wait a minute. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's another 600. So 12 and 6, 1,800. We are at roughly 1,800. About 2,500. 2,850. 3,100. 3,100. We're roughly 3,100 plus or minus 150. That math matters. Don't worry about it. Welcome back, Dodge. Ooh, that's a big one. That's 31 plus 38.6 38.6. That's roughly 35. 35 and 4 is 39. Okay. So 39 or 4. 39 or 4. We're at 39 or 4. I'm gonna base it off of 39, but I'm thinking it's 4. With the plus or minus. So 42. Roughly 44, 45. I'm hoping I'm undercounting. We have him looped. We have him looped. There is a 50-50 shot whether or not this is the turn he dies or the next turn is. Not Dan. Not Dan. How many phases are there? 3? There's 2. This is the second phase. Fuck off, McKintis. Let me have my Asgore music. Dans, come on. Bring this home. This has been half of a month in progress. 15, day 15. Let's not go over 100. Let's go! We're done. To the sound of Daytona, playing somewhere in the distance. Dan's the Mans killed a god.
And that does it. Unfortunately, I can't say that Dan's did it in 100 runs, but by God, did my little guy pull it out on run 101. And you know what? I don't think I had the mental capacity to start over with another character. I really don't. I mean, Marco is the speedrun character for a reason, but even then, doing all of this over again without being able to do the speedrun's Abella exploit, since the game is set to day 3 permanently, this would have still been a massive uphill battle. And I put too much time and effort in with Dan's for him to not cross that finish line. Anyways, fueled by spite, heroin in the game, and other stimulants, Dan's escaped the Festival of Termina, and this run comes to a close. So, if you do want to see more challenge runs like this, speedruns, or first playthroughs in other things involving horror games and RPGs, feel free to come hang out over on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday around 5 p.m. EST. And speaking of, I want to give a big thank you to all of the supporters over on Twitch that help keep me being able to make videos like this and help keep me going. More videos are on the way, but lastly, before the year is out, Happy New Year's, everyone. And remember to take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon.